What I want to do, folks, is give you a little overview of how you would hook this up with a Directlogic PLC. And to save time on the recording and the length of it, I've kind of done this stuff ahead of time so I can just explain it to you and show it to you. I pre-configured the logger for a Directlogic PLC 05 9600 baud. And it tells you over here how your port should be set on your PLC. I then bring up the DirectSoft software, and if I go over here to PLC Setup, set up the COM port, you'll see I set it for 9600 baud DirectNet protocol. So that's what I was referring to, is when you have this screen, that's the screen that you want to adjust that we're showing to you right here. Next thing I told to do is log continuously as fast as you can. And when you get to 25,000 rows, create a brand new file. So to create a new file on your logger. I also used the logger for the date and time stamp. I then said to it, go and log X1, it's a discrete point, and label it jam sensor at the top of the column in the CSV file. Go get X2 and label it flow switch in the top of the column, and I configured it. And as I said, for saving time on these videos so that you can just get the point and the meat and the potatoes and how this thing works and how to configure it, I already ran this. And I created, if I go out here to my data folder, the logger created a file called 0001 log, and it's a CSV, comma separated values. And if I open that, I see that on 8.4 at 8:41, the logger logged the jam sensor and the flow switch. And if I go down the column here, you'll see that about 8:41 and 12 seconds, the button turned off. At 8:41 and 14 seconds, the button turned back on. At 15 seconds, the other button turned on. And you can go through the log. There is the actual CSV file that the logger creates. That's what it creates for you to go back and see what happened when. Now remember, at this time the logger is set to log what? Continuously, as fast as it can log. I could have also said based on an interval of 10 seconds or based on an event, such as a timer turning on inside the PLC, then log the data. So there's all these features in here that you can adjust. But that's what I set up for this time. Now I want to show you another file that's pretty important. You have a 0001 log, and you have a 0001 log here. What's the difference? One's a text file, one's a CSV file. If I open up the text file, I can actually see what firmware the logger was running, what the configuration actually was. And there's no reason for you to tinker with this, folks. There's no reason. I'm just showing you something. This is a kind of a background file that you can look at to see what it was configured for in the future. It also tells you where the configuration file was stored on the C drive of your hard drive and what the file name was. Don't forget, we automatically put a copy of that into configs. It's in there. But you also have the ability to find out where you stored it on your hard drive. Now, down here, folks, down here, you may find messages. For example, let's say you set this logger up to log and you tell it to log for a week. And partway through the week, there's static electricity or noise on the line, and it can't get the data from the PLC. Well, we're going to record in here that at this time, we couldn't get the values for you. So there's going to be information here, diagnostic information, to tell you what's going on. So that when you come back, if you go into your CSV file over here, and you find that there's something missing in the CSV file, you might want to go over here to the text file with the same name and open it up, and you might see a message in here on what occurred and why it couldn't get the data or what the error was and so on. So in this file you will find diagnostics, important diagnostics. It may be when you call tech support, they may ask you what is it saying inside the text file, because we're writing stuff in here to tell you what's going on. Just so you know, it's kind of a tool for you to use for diagnostics.